When I tell you that money follows the person who refuses to be average, I need you to really feel that. Not just hear it, not just nod your head, feel it in your bones, because most people think money is about luck, connections, timing, something magical that happens to a select group of people. But the truth is, money is attracted to identity. Money moves based on who you are when nobody's watching. Money follows patterns, effort, consistency, character. And the reason some people never experience abundance is because they live at the same level as everybody else, doing what everybody else does, settling the same way, quitting the same way, talking the same way, wishing the same way. You cannot live average and expect exceptional results. You have to separate yourself. You have to make a decision that you are done blending in. Money doesn't chase people who hide in the crowd. Money chases the one who stands out, not because they're loud, not because they're flashy, but because their commitment is undeniable. You can't buy that. You can't fake that. You can't pretend to have that. Commitment is something people feel when you walk in the room. Opportunity can sense it. Discipline recognizes it. Money gravitates toward it. When you carry yourself with the weight of someone who is moving toward greatness, life starts opening doors for you that were invisible before. And listen, separating yourself isn't a single moment. It's not a one-time declaration. It's a lifestyle. It's the daily decision to show up when the average version of you wants to lay down. It's waking up early when you don't feel like it. It's working on your craft when nobody claps for you. It's educating yourself when the world is scrolling through distractions. Most people want the reward, but they don't want the repetition. They want the payout, but they don't want the process. Money isn't chasing your desire, it's chasing your discipline. Money is chasing the person who shows that they are willing to give the world more than the bare minimum. You have to become somebody who earns attention through effort. Someone who becomes impossible to ignore because of the level you move at. And here's the truth. Most people are not willing to do what it takes to become unforgettable. Most people want comfort more than transformation. They want approval more than mastery. They want shortcuts more than stamina, and that's why money doesn't move toward them. Because money recognizes inconsistency, laziness, hesitation. Money is energy, and it chases energy that matches it. When you show up with fire, with intensity, with purpose, money feels it. Success feels it. Opportunity feels it. They come looking for you because you're operating on a higher frequency. You can't wake up late every day, complain about your job, procrastinate on your dreams, avoid uncomfortable growth, and then expect abundance to chase you. That's not how this works. You have to rise above the level of your surroundings. If the people around you are average and you move like them, talk like them, dream like them, you stay like them, but when you start acting like the person you know you can become, something shifts. You start commanding life differently. Your presence changes, your mindset sharpens, your habits align. You stop waiting for blessings. You start positioning yourself for them, and let me make something clear. Separating yourself doesn't mean thinking you're better than people. It means you expect more from yourself. It means you hold yourself to a higher standard because you see your future clearly. You see where you're supposed to be, and you're willing to become the version of yourself who deserves that level of success. Money doesn't chase potential. It chases preparation. It chases execution. It chases maturity. It chases the person who is ready to handle the weight that abundance brings. You've got to become someone whose name is connected with excellence. Someone who completes tasks with precision, someone who communicates with confidence, someone who shows up with intention, someone who doesn't break under pressure, someone who moves with respect for time, respect for opportunity, respect for themselves. When you become that person, you don't have to run after money. Money runs after you because you are now an asset. Your presence adds value. Your work creates impact. Your mindset draws success toward you like gravity. And when you refuse to be average, you don't just change your income. You change your identity. You elevate your expectations. You step into a version of you that most people never meet because they stop too soon. But you keep going, you keep growing, you keep building because you understand that average is the enemy of abundance. You cannot rise while staying comfortable. You cannot evolve while staying the same. You cannot attract what you are not willing to become. When you make the decision to stop being average, everything shifts. Your habits shift, your circles shift, your opportunities shift, your future shifts. You stop chasing and life starts chasing you, and once you experience that feeling, the feeling of knowing you've outgrown your excuses, your limitations, and your old identity, you will never want to go back. So today, separate yourself, because the moment you rise above average is the moment money starts looking for you. When you finally decide to eliminate every ounce of laziness in your life, something powerful happens inside you. It's like you flip a switch, and suddenly the excuses that used to feel so comfortable start to sound ridiculous, even to you. Laziness is dangerous because it doesn't show up loud. It shows up quiet. It whispers. It convinces you that resting a little longer won't hurt, that delaying your goals is just temporary, that you'll start tomorrow, next week, next month. Laziness is subtle enough to make you think nothing is wrong, while it quietly steals your future piece by piece. And the worst part, most people don't even realize what they're losing until it's too late. They don't realize laziness is costing them confidence, costing them opportunity, costing them years of progress they will never get back. You have to get to a place where you stop negotiating with that voice. Laziness is not a habit. It's a mindset, a way of living, a pattern that grows every time you feed it. The more you let laziness win, the weaker your discipline becomes. And discipline is the engine that drives success. Without discipline, you can have talent and still lose. You can have dreams and still stay stuck. You can have potential and still never activate it. Discipline is the difference between the person who talks and the person who transforms, and I'm telling you right now, you cannot afford to let laziness run your life for another day. Look at your routines. Look at your habits. Look at the moments you give yourself too much grace in the areas where you need firmness. You don't need more motivation. You need structure. You need boundaries for yourself. You need a standard that your feelings cannot override. Because let's be honest, if you only work when you feel good, you will never get anywhere. Laziness thrives on emotion. Discipline thrives on decision. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are training your mind to obey your purpose instead of your feelings. That's where freedom is. That's where strength is. That's where momentum starts. And don't think laziness is only about sleeping in or avoiding work. Laziness also shows up in your thinking. It's when you avoid confronting your fears. It's when you settle for easy answers instead of seeking better solutions. It's when you refuse to hold yourself accountable because the truth hurts. Mental laziness is just as destructive as physical laziness. It robs your creativity, your clarity, your ability to solve problems. If you're going to rise, you have to train your mind to push beyond the first thought, the easy path, the familiar pattern. You've got to stretch yourself past what's comfortable. There will be days when you don't want to move, don't want to try, don't want to fight. That's normal. What's not normal is letting those days pile up until they become your identity. You have to become the kind of person who wins against themselves. The person who says, I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it anyway. That's the moment laziness starts losing its power. That's the moment you take your life back, because laziness can't survive where consistency lies. It can't grow in a mind that's locked into its mission. It can't influence a person who refuses to slow down. The world rewards those who show up, not sometimes, not when it's convenient, every day. Money, success, opportunities, breakthroughs. They come to the ones who refuse to let laziness steal another hour, another chance, another blessing. When you eliminate laziness, you don't just get more done, you become more. You become sharper, stronger, more disciplined, more confident. You start trusting yourself again because you're finally doing the things you always said you would do. Your life starts reflecting the level of effort you're actually capable of. You have no idea how powerful you can become until you stop giving laziness a seat at the table. Remove it, destroy it, replace it with intention, effort, and urgency, because your future is too valuable to waste on temporary comforts. Your purpose is too great to let weakness win. Your dreams are too real to let excuses live. You want your life to change, kill laziness before it kills your potential. When you finally commit to developing real work ethic, everything about your life begins to shift. Work ethic isn't something you talk about. It's something you live, something you prove, something you show through your actions long before you ever open your mouth. A lot of people want success, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with it. They want the reward, but not the routine. They want the outcomes, but not the hours. They say they're hungry, but their habits don't match their hunger, and that's the gap. Your work ethic is the bridge between the life you want and the life you have right now. Without it, you're just hoping. With it, you're building. Real work ethic isn't glamorous. It doesn't look good on camera. It's not exciting or dramatic. It's the grind that nobody sees. It's waking up before the world does and doing the things no one will ever applaud you for. It's staying later, going harder, putting in effort even when nobody's watching. Real work ethic is lonely, but it's also liberating, because you start to realize you don't need permission, applause, or validation. You become your own engine. You become your own motivator. You show up because you said you would, because your word matters to you. That's what separates those who rise from those who stay stuck. The ones who rise are the ones who work even when their feelings are screaming for comfort. And don't get it twisted, work ethic isn't just about grinding nonstop. It's about the way you show up. It's the standard you set for yourself. It's the pride you take in your effort. It's doing the job right even when it doesn't matter to anyone else. It's refusing to cut corners. It's refusing to settle for good enough. It's having the humility to start at the bottom and the discipline to climb. Work ethic isn't doing the most. It's doing what's required and then a little more. It's building momentum brick by brick. It's understanding that every small effort compounds into something greater. You don't become excellent through one big moment. You become excellent through thousands of small, consistent choices. The people with strong work ethic rise not because they are the smartest or most talented, but because they refuse to quit. They refuse to let circumstances dictate their effort. They refuse to let emotion override commitment. They refuse to let excuses define their pace. They show up on the good days and the hard days. They do what needs to be done even when life hits them, even when they're tired, even when things get unfair. Their persistence becomes their power. You have to understand this. The universe responds to effort. Opportunities open for the ones who keep swinging. Doors crack open for the ones who don't stop knocking. Blessings find the ones who refuse to sit still. When your work ethic becomes unshakable, you stop chasing success. Success starts recognizing you. It starts meeting you at the level of your consistency. It starts matching your intensity. But that happens only when you prove through your actions that you're ready for more. Increase your work ethic and watch how quickly your life starts aligning with the person you're becoming. When you finally master the ability to work regardless of how you feel, that's when everything changes for you. Most people live their entire lives controlled by emotions *, I feel tired. I feel unmotivated, I feel discouraged, I feel overwhelmed. And because they feel it, they stop. But winners, real winners, understand that feelings are temporary, but discipline is permanent. Motivation is a spark, but consistency is the flame. And if you only move when you feel like it, you'll never build anything that lasts. Because feelings shift every day, but your future shouldn't. There will be mornings when your body feels heavy, days when your mind is foggy, nights when your heart is hurting, moments when everything in you screams, take it easy. But greatness doesn't happen in comfort. Growth doesn't happen when it's convenient. Success doesn't show up just because you're in the mood for it. You have to show up even when you're tired. You have to push even when you're drained. You have to stand tall even when life tries to fold you in half. Because that's the moment the average person quits, and the moment you keep going is the moment you separate yourself. See, when you work regardless of how you feel, you build a new version of yourself, one that isn't controlled by emotion but anchored by purpose. You become unstoppable because emotions can't manipulate someone who is committed. When you say, I don't care how I feel, I'm still showing up, your mind shifts, your spirit strengthens, your resilience grows. You stop being a slave to your moods and start being the master of your life. Listen, your feelings are real, but they're not always right. Your feelings tell you to stay comfortable, stay safe, stay small. But your future is calling you to be bigger, to be bolder, to be stronger. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll wait forever. If you wait to feel ready, you'll never start. If you wait for motivation, you'll miss the opportunities meant for you. Winners don't wait, they create the moment. You have to understand, consistency doesn't care about your mood. Excellence doesn't care about your excuses. Destiny doesn't care about your comfort. What matters is that you honor your commitment on the days when it feels impossible. That's the day that counts the most. Anybody can work when it's easy. Anybody can work when the sun is out. But it's the days when you push through the storm that forge your character. It's the days when you ignore the voice of comfort and listen to the whisper of purpose that shape your destiny. Push through the resistance, push through the fatigue, push through the fear, push through the doubt. You don't rise because you feel good. You rise because you've decided you won't quit, because you made a promise to yourself, because you know you're built for something greater than temporary emotion. When you work regardless of how you feel, you begin to walk in a different strength, a strength that can't be shaken, can't be bought, can't be taken from you. Because the moment you stop letting feelings dictate your effort is the moment your future opens wide and says, now you're ready.